hydrogen therapy was first noticed in 1975, although majority of the researches, the bulk of them have been done on mice. Some have been done on humans, but most of them were first carried out on mice. The first time it was noticed was when it was found to have anti-tumor effect, skin tumor. It was effectively treating skin tumor on albino mice. So based on that, that was now what prompted the further research that has been done, and a lot of research has been done over the years, a lot. So it's been found to be promising in neurodegenerative disease, and like this particular one has a place in my heart because of my dad has a neurodegenerative disease. So when I researched about it, I took the whole thing personal. So it's been found to show promise in the treatment of neurodegenerative disease. When we say neurodegenerative disease, some diseases that target nerve cells and start making them to die off. Things like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's disease. But aside that, it's also been found to have effects in cardiovascular diseases. That's all these cardiac, heart-related and blood vessel diseases like blood pressure issues, all these lipid-related issues, Then also metabolic diseases like diabetes, skin lesions, skin diseases, and also soft tissue injuries, even kidney diseases. And then generally, as you said, all inflammatory diseases like all the itis, arthritis, and the rest of them. So in addition to what our senior colleague, Dr. Oyawe, said, I came across a lot of things, what makes hydrogen special. The major issue with all these diseases, one thing they have in common is that they are as a result of oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is what happens when the brain is, or the body is released to all the pollutions we come across every day. Every day you come out, you're breathing something that you're not supposed to breathe. You're mistakenly eating or drinking something you're not supposed to eat or drink. So everything leads to oxidative stress in the body, whereby, as in this oxidative stress, puts some stress on the mitochondrial function, and it leads to production of a lot of free radicals. Free radicals are things that, when very dangerous substances or particles, molecules in the body that result from all these things we eat, breathe, and drink. So the main work of hydrogen is that it reduces that oxidative stress. Okay. And then it mitigates, as in it kind of stops or reduces significantly the amount of free radicals that is being released from the mitochondria. So it works hydrogen on its own because of what Dr. Yahweh said, because of the size and how light it is. It works very well on different parts of the body when it comes to releasing, fighting free radicals. There are some particular studies that showed some things that make hydrogen to be special. A lot of research has been done to find out how to get an ideal substance or drug, to fight these free radicals. But over the years, they have found out two things that limit most of the things that have come out. It's either that the results are inconsistent, it will work on some, it will not work on others, or the people start developing side effects. So based on that, they now started researching for an ideal antioxidant molecule. And studies I came across show that hydrogen has been found to be the ideal antioxidant molecule. Because an ideal antioxidant molecule is supposed to mop up free radicals without disrupting normal body function. So most of these other drugs and other things, they end up having one way or another disrupting the body function. But because hydrogen is part of the body, It just comes in, does its job as if nothing was there in the first place. So it's been found to be the ideal antioxidant molecule. And what made hydrogen to be the ideal antioxidant were some properties that they found in it. Number one is that hydrogen is one of the few molecules, one of the few antioxidants they found that it targets the most dangerous of all the free radicals. In fact, that's the only one that does that. It selectively targets the free radical called hydroxyl radical. Of all the free radicals, this is the most dangerous, or the most this is like the most dangerous, to use the layman's, that's normal English. So it selectively targets this hydroxyl and then mops it up. The other ones it works on, but this hydroxyl particularly, it selectively targets it, and thus when it mops up hydroxyl, which is like the father of free radicals, it protects the cells. So what it does is that it will go and find this hydroxyl and bind to it and then convert it to water. So unlike other ones that work in different ways, after everything, they now have side effects and everything. Water, it converts it to water, which is also a part of your normal body.
So like I said, 75% of the normal body.
Yes. So it comes and does its work as if it was never there in the first place. So it will just find the father of the free radicals and convert it to water, which is safe for the body. Then secondly, because of its very, like Dr. Yawe earlier said, that it has the smallest molecular weight, and is the lightest, it has the lightest mass of all molecules we know. So it can rapidly diffuse across membranes because of its tiny size. So it easily reaches sites that other ones cannot reach. It goes round, it's everywhere, it just goes everywhere. It's the smallest, so it has access to every part of the body. Then also it is lipid soluble. So this is particularly good for nerve-related issues. Because it's lipid soluble, it can enter the brain, it can enter the nerves, it can enter everywhere, the spinal cord, the heart, the lung, the liver, intestines, In fact, this hydrogen-rich water particularly has been found to relieve arthritis symptoms, which is one other thing that other hydrogen forms has been lacking in, So I think at this point I will hand over. I've also found out that one other thing it does is that it balances the metal ions in the body, things like copper, zinc, iron. When you have excess or deficiency of them, it can affect the mitochondrial functioning. So this hydrogen molecule actually has a way of working on all these metals in the body to make sure that they are at just the right quantity that the body needs. So there are a lot of things it does, and I think you just talk more on it. But for hydrogen molecule treatment, the ones that have been researched most of the time is inhalation. Majority of the studies were inhaled. They say it's found to be the fastest when it comes to functioning, and somehow it's the most effective. But the demerit of it is that you need special equipment. You can't treat yourself with hydrogen inhaled gas at home. So that is where hydrogen water now has a superior, superior to hydrogen gas, because it's convenient. It's water. Everybody has access to water. You don't need to go to the hospital to get the water. Something that's okay. I forgot to add. Do you know that a study was done on people with Parkinson's disease? And they found out that the fact that they're even drinking normal water, the hydrogen in the normal water that they drink, they just told them increase their water intake, was found to be effective. They now say, how much more when you now have a hydrogen-rich water? It was shown to have some effects, they showed some level of improvement. So that was what now triggered their attention. If this low concentration of hydrogen can cause this amount of improvement, how much more when you now have water that is rich in hydrogen? So at this point, I think I'll just hand over to you.
Then Dr. Yawe.
Okay.
Dr. please introduce yourself so that they will know that you are not Dr. Rita. They are praying for Dr. Rita so that angels not carry your blessing and take you somewhere else.
God, please, my name is Dr. Chiwoji Badu. I'm a consultant ear, nose, and throat surgeon in Abuja here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so continue. Give us your last, any final words.
You know, when it comes to, there are different diseases that this thing has effects on, but when it comes to diseases that medicine can do nothing about, we are limited. Things like cancer and all these neurodegenerative diseases. If there's anything that might show promise, I think it's worth exploring. That's just what I feel. You know, anything that because for cancer, everybody knows how cancer, there's like a cancer surge right now. The role of hydrogen rich water in cancer is still being studied, but I feel it's something that should be explored for what it's worth. Now, for neurodegenerative diseases, the bad thing about it is that it continues. Nothing can be done to stop it, you know. So it's just something that as the years goes by, it just keeps getting worse. So this has been shown to it. There is no study that shows that it turns back the hands of time, you know, to change what has been done. But for the further progression, it's been shown to slow it down significantly, you know, compared to other drugs. I know how many drugs my father is on right now, and each one has its own side effects. So if I have an alternative to those drugs that will do the same thing, may even do more, and have little or no side effects, I think I'll opt for that option. So I feel this is a good, it's something that is worth studying very well, you know, and if it works, then it's going to be good news for a lot of people.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing your final thoughts with us. Dr. Yawi, please, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just remembered also that it has an anti-aging effect. So, you know, we plastic surgeons, we are interested in how to make people look nicer, look better, okay? Be the ultimate version of themselves physically. All right, so I think that's another area one should explore, the area of anti-aging. So it says that everybody should be part of this. I mean, should be part of this ongoing study. So let us be the participants in the future study, okay? They will see the effect in us, okay? And then this can also be documented. And then I also saw that it has some effect against radiation injury. So even these high temperature levels now, so it's also good that one should be taking a lot of this. And then those who are maybe on cancer therapy, on radiation, this water should be part of their water. And then I saw that the effect of alkalinized water that they were talking about in renal injury patients, in patients on dialysis, that this effect is actually because of the hydrogen ion. So it's actually the hydrogenation of this water that actually gives that effect. So that also tells us that this is a very good development, and it is, as Dr. Chinwe said, it's ongoing, and it's like we're even far behind. We didn't even know what has been happening in the world. So thank God we're now in the mainstream, and we have this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Chiwen and Dr. Edith. Dr. Edith is consultant plastic and reconstructive surgeon at National Hospital. Of course, it explains why she's more interested in the anti-aging effects, because it's for their job is to make people look beautiful and look good. So, Dr. Yawi, maybe I will come later so that you can also make me look good and look beautiful, you know, so that we always remain young, forever young. And Dr. Chiwen is a classmate of mine, went to university together, even did housemanship together. Of course, very, very smart and intelligent. You heard that. still in National Hospital, consultant, ear, nose, and throat surgeon, ENT surgery, so in Abuja. The Japanese were able to come up with a mechanism, a technology for you to generate hydrogen gas in your house. You know, I didn't mention this to Dr. Yahweh and Dr. Chiwen. I wanted them to do their research unbiased. And Dr. Chiwen just mentioned that we were not able to find a way to generate hydrogen gas at the house. Okay, so the Japanese were able to come up, I mean, it's expensive to generate hydrogen gas at home. Even the access to itself is the main problem. But the Japanese were able to come up with a system and a way that you can generate it at home. Good. So somebody told me something. Somebody asked, Ope, does it cover poliomyelitis? Please, it covers it. However, let me tell us something about poliomyelitis. There was a US president that had poliomyelitis, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt, thank you. Franklin D. Roosevelt was popular. Franklin D. Roosevelt was popular for having the poliomyelitis. And I'm going to tell you something about him and where this whole thing came from. I'm going to give us a brief history on why the whole research into hydrogen water started in the first place. And it started, maybe documented as seen by Dr. Chiwen was 1975, but started way before then. It started during the time of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. They discovered that there were some naturally occurring healing waters in the world. Okay, they discovered about 7 naturally occurring healing waters in the world. One of them is the warm spring of Georgia, the Shrine of Our Lords. In fact, they started naming this water. It's water. They started naming it shrines. You know, the Shrine of Our Lords, France, God Acre Healing Springs, Blacksville, South Carolina. We had the Saratoga Mineral Springs in New York. We have the Ojo Caliente, New Mexico. There's also the Thermabad in Bad Susa, Germany. We have the also Pamukkale or whatever they call it in Turkey. Now, it was discovered that people, when Reverend John Evo, I started using it about 2 weeks ago. I feel younger and the tiredness after, wow. Are you serious already? I started using it about 2 weeks ago. I feel younger and the tiredness after night sleep is gone. Oh, I remember Reverend John Evo. I remember when he got the bottle. This morning, I'm going through some home chores after 3 hours prayer last night. I am about 50 years. I had this experience of good health about 20 years ago. The cup is beautiful. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to tell us about it. And then those of us that have testimonies already, you can share. Now, the YouTube link has been generated already. Somebody should get it and post it on the platform. Now, let me proceed. Okay, let me now proceed since the YouTube link has been shared already. Okay, good. So they noticed that there are places where they have naturally occurring healing water, and they decided to go into research. One of the main reasons was because President Franklin D. Roosevelt then had poliomyelitis, felt relief and improvement of symptoms when he goes to the warm spring in Georgia. So they found out that he was always spending time in Georgia. Okay, he was always spending time at that warm spring in Georgia. So they decided to start doing some research. What happened? How is it that some of this water gives this feel and give this healing ability? Because poliomyelitis, you understand the pains and all that, it felt this relief. That's why they started the research in the first place. What they noticed after several research was that it was confirmed that the water actually had healing powers, which was narrowed down to the presence of molecular hydrogen. Okay, it was narrowed down to the presence of molecular hydrogen. in the water. Now, molecular hydrogen is able to do that because of its reductive properties. We've heard from Dr. Yawa and Dr. Chiwe. I'll also be sharing something with us about my own finding. Now, these are the main effects of molecular hydrogen. It has anti-oxidation, like Dr. Chiwe kept talking about oxidative stress, and all that. Dr. Yawa mentioned anti-inflammation, and Dr. Yawa also mentioned anti-aging. Okay, so the anti-aging, it also has what they call the anti-apoptotic effect. It's somehow linked with aging. Okay, I'll not bamboozle you with so much grammar, but aging has to do with programmed cell death. Okay, apoptosis, cell death. Okay, and at certain age, certain cells starts to die. There are some enzymes. There's an enzyme that's been linked directly with aging. It's called the telomerase. Okay, the telomerase, which shortens the telomeres in the chromosomes, and it's noted that as it continues to shorten it, it decreases age. So it has been shown to have an ability to slow down the telomerase activity. Okay, the ability to slow down telomerase activity. And that is part of the advantage of molecular hydrogen. So anti-oxidation, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory effect. Okay, they've given us enough information already. Let me not bamboozle you. Just know that it is something that everybody should get. Hydrogen is extremely unique since it has the capacity to act at a cellular level. Dr. Chiwe mentioned ideal antioxidants. It should be able to penetrate every part of the body. Most antioxidants, they are very large. They can't penetrate certain parts of the body. Okay. And also they are foreign. So as they do their work, they also leave very serious side effects because they are foreign to the body. However, hydrogen is very unique because it can penetrate any part of the body because it's small and it can act at cellular level. Hydrogen is qualified to cross the blood-brain barrier. It's also lipophilic. Okay, that means it can cross lipid membranes and enter the blood-brain barrier. It can also enter the mitochondria, about the only antioxidant that can enter the mitochondria. Now, the mitochondria is the generator, is the powerhouse of the cell. It's where virtually the whole activity of the cell happens. Most of us that study biology, we can always remember the powerhouse of the cell is the mitochondria. And because that's the powerhouse, that's where you have some of these reactive oxygen radicals, especially the dangerous ones, the hydroxy radical, the most dangerous one to most people, at least as most people know. It can enter there and it can easily eliminate it. Okay, and it even has the ability to translocate itself to the nucleus. It can enter the nucleus of the cell under certain conditions. Let's move. Okay, let's move. Now, it exerts antioxidant, anti-apoptotic, like I told you, cell death, so it has antioxidant property. We all know antioxidation, everybody. Anti-apoptotic, I've mentioned that. Anti-inflammatory, I already told us about anti-inflammatory when we discussed with Dr. Yawe. And then cytoprotective properties. No, especially for the neural cells. That's why it has neurodegenerative, anti-neurodegenerative effect. Neurodegeneration, it just says that these diseases just keep getting worse. That's degeneration. So the cytoprotective effect is that it slows down that worsening process by thereby improving symptoms. Okay, that are beneficial. So you have these cells that are beneficial to the cells. In terms of medicine, small is good. No, we have nanoscience. People are not talking about nanotechnology because it means they can access different parts of the body. In case of hydrogen, we're talking about the ultimate smallness. Okay, proving to be the biggest medical breakthrough in the 21st century. Hydrogen appears at the top left corner of the periodic table and is denoted as number 1. It is the smallest, simplest, and most fundamental element, with molecular hydrogen being the smallest molecule. So if there's any molecule that can penetrate any part of the body, then it is the hydrogen molecule. Stay with me, please. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. This one. Consumption of hydrogen reduces oxidative stress. Chiwen did justice to that. in diverse range of disorders and organ system, including the digestive system, cardiovascular system, and the respiratory system. Digestive system is your stomach and intestine and all that. Cardiovascular system is your BP, is your heart and the blood vessels and all that. Dr. Yawi mentioned endothelial functions. That's blood vessels, okay? It improves endothelial functions and a lot of diseases that can affect whatever improves endothelial functions, we always have a beneficial effect against things like plaque formations within the blood vessels, BP, blood pressure issues, stroke, and all that. And of course, so this is like the ultimate Gbogbo Nìṣe, if there's anything like that. This is the ideal Gbogbo Nìṣe. Now, because of the mechanism of action. Now, there are hundreds of scientific publications that show molecular hydrogen to be therapeutic. Now, molecular hydrogen is the ideal antioxidant molecule. Ideal, okay, Dr. Chu also collaborated that. Thank you very much. Ideal antioxidant molecule. It relieves oxidative stress in the mitochondria due to its small size. Okay. It is one of the very few, if not the only antioxidant molecule that can reach inside of the mitochondria. Okay, I told us already because of the size. Hydrogen molecule, H2 directly protects the mitochondria that are exposed to reactive oxygen pressure. I already mentioned that. Preliminary clinical trials show that drinking hydrogen dissolved water seems to improve the pathology of mitochondrial disorders. Okay, and drinking hydrogen to rich water stimulates energy metabolism as measured by the oxygen consumption and carbon dioxide production. Now, these are 10 reasons to use molecular hydrogen as documented by Thomas Rock. And I'll just mention it very quickly. It has been shown to improve skin and fight aging. Okay, it has been shown to prevent improve diabetes and may prevent it. It has been shown to battle cancerous tumors, fight autoimmune disease, reduce pain associated with rheumatoid arthritis, corrects DNA damage, combats allergies. It helps reduce fats for those of us that want to burn fat healthily. It improves cognitive function, that's its neuroprotective effect, and faster post-injury recovery. Okay, there were researches where some athletes were exposed to the hydrogen-rich water, and they noticed that, and some were exposed to just plain water, and they noticed that those that were exposed to the hydrogen-rich water after a week showed improved performance and reduced fatigability. So it is a must-have for every family. Now, introducing the Ultra H2. So they started thinking of how do we generate this hydrogen molecule? Cost is a problem. How do we solve this problem? So they started looking at, so one of the ways, the first way they started generating hydrogen molecule, they want to create that warm spring, that healing water experience in the house. So one of the ways they started generating it is by using magnesium salt. Now, magnesium salt, when it is put inside water, displaces the hydrogen molecule by forming a bond with the hydroxyl group. Water is H2O, by forming a bond with the oxygen to form magnesium hydroxide. So hydrogen molecule is now displaced, and so the water becomes hydrogen rich. However, how many magnesium salts do you need to generate this water? Secondly, it might be, it's not cheap, but it might be cheaper than the bottle in the short term, but in the long term, it will be much more expensive. I've been using this bottle for 5 years now. I got this bottle in 2019. So 5 years, and I'm still using it. It doesn't spoil. It's like having a pressing iron or having a electric kettle, you know. The pressing iron, I have my pressing iron that I started using for when I did housemanship in 2011. It's still with me today. So it doesn't spoil. It has a way it generates it. So in the long term, it is much, much cheaper. Okay. And that is it. In fact, I'm supposed to drink water now while I'm talking to you so that you can get the point. Let me be drinking water small. For those of us who have water, please. Hey. You can drink the hydrogen water by diffusion from where you are. Just have faith that that is coming to you. It will come to you by faith. So this is normal water. So the advantage of the bottle is that normal water can be converted to hydrogen water. So instead of turning this water into a glass cup and drinking from the glass cup, I just turn it into my bottle and activate it. So this is normal water. Okay, normal water that you drink. I've covered it. This is my water. I'll just press this button and it will activate it. Are you hearing it? Now, if you are seeing, you see that it's generating bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? You can see the bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? Can you see the bubbles? You can see it, Abi, here. So I'll just keep it. When it's done generating, let me keep it close to the speaker. When it's done generating, it will tell you that it is done generating the water. Then I will now drink it. I'll drink it on behalf of Star Nation, and you tap into yours by faith until you go and get your own. Okay, so I need to drink water, and I need to drink hydrogen water. So now with this, as it's generating that, is converting a part of the water to hydrogen molecule. So it will now be hydrogen-rich water. Now, if you look at the bottle very well, I don't know if you can see it. I wanted to do a slide to show it, but if you look down here, what you are seeing down here is 1. Up here is 2. So there's a way you can use it to generate. So you can determine the level of hydrogen molecule in the water that you want to generate. The level of hydrogen molecule in the water that you want to generate. Okay, so 1 is lower, it's about 1,000 parts per billion, and 2 can get to about 1,500 parts per billion. Okay, so 2 takes about 15 minutes to generate. 1 takes roughly 5 minutes to generate. So in 5 minutes, this is going to be done generating the hydrogen water, and it uses a process called electrolysis. Some people can see, some people cannot see. I think you should come and buy a hydrogen bottle. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's get to it. We're about to get to the good part. When I want to drink it, I will show the video again and drink it to the glory of God. Okay, so where was I? Okay, good. So they're trying to see how they can generate more hydrogen molecules in the water. And so they started with magnesium sulfate, and magnesium sulfate, of course, over time, it's more cumbersome. When you get water, you go and get the magnesium sulfate put inside and wait for it to dissolve. Then you drink it. Cumbersome. Instead of just put here, just generate it and drink. Then over time, you have to use it over time. Secondly, people now started developing hydrogen bottles. So there are now a lot of hydrogen bottles in system. However, when they started doing some research, they found out that most of these hydrogen bottles do not generate enough hydrogen molecules in parts per billion to have any significant effect. So people just think they are taking hydrogen water, but it does not have enough to give them any good results. Do you understand? So people just felt they were taking hydrogen water, but this does not have enough to give them any results. So they kept doing their own research. However, the Japanese came together and started doing the research, finding a way to upgrade the hydrogen molecule to produce enough hydrogen, the hydrogen bottle, to produce enough hydrogen. So that's what they did. So they were able to eventually come up with a bottle after enough research that can generate 1,500 parts per billion hydrogen molecule. As in, that is massive, very massive, very massive. Okay. Secondly, this turns normal positive water, normal potable water into super antioxidant water. Okay, so your normal water, just put it in here and become super antioxidant. I believe you guys can hear me. You can hear me, right? Very well. Yes? So somebody should post out those that cannot hear me, can hear me. Thank you very much. Thirdly, it is the highest documented right now as we speak, is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. Okay, is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. Now, there are other hydrogen generators, but you have to go to the hospital to access it. Because, are you hearing? Are you hearing? Generation concluded. So I'm going to drink it now, very briefly, to the glory of God. I hope you can see me. Let me stop sharing so that I can see well, so that you can get some by diffusion. Aha. Okay. Reverend Evo, understand what I'm talking about. You might not understand, but God will help you understand. Amen. Let me proceed. So, it is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. It is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. The highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. Okay? That's what they come up with. And there are about 800 human clinical studies regarding this molecular hydrogen. We've seen even more than that now. And this bottle we have now is the advanced Japanese technology, and it's made in South Korea. Okay, it's made in South Korea. Now, somebody said, does it taste like normal water? Good. Another advantage that this have over using magnesium salt is that it tastes like normal water. It's normal water. It doesn't change anything. Okay, if you use magnesium salt, your water will taste different. You know, but if you use this, it takes normal water. Okay, it takes normal water. Now I'm going to explain this bottle to you very quickly. This is amazing. I don't know if you guys can see on the side, there's this hole here. Can you see the hole here? Let me go to chat so that I'm sure you guys can see. There's this hole here. No, water is supposed to be tasteless. You can see the hole here. Yes, it's on both sides. It's on both sides. It's not just for design. It is for extracting oxygen. So this hole removes oxygen. Now it breaks apart. This generates hydrogen molecule via the process of electrolysis. Okay, so when water passes through a solution and breaks it into its component parts. So when electricity passes through a solution, breaks it into its component parts. So electricity passes through water, breaks it into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. The oxygen gas is removed from here. So anytime I use this, the air in that environment is generally richer with oxygen. Now, oxygen-rich air is good for you. However, there's warning I must give to you. Because this place, why it is generating hydrogen-rich water, it is bringing out oxygen from here. You cannot use it where there is fire. You cannot use it where there is fire because oxygen is combustible. Oxygen is highly flammable. So if you are cooking in the kitchen, you should not be holding your water there. Don't say Dr. Mba did not warn you. Secondly, the battery, okay, is rechargeable. Okay, it's rechargeable. And so you don't, it's not that you'll be buying battery and be putting inside. Okay, you don't have to buy battery and put it inside. It's just rechargeable. You plug it, charger. This is the charging port. You charge it when it's fully charged. You put the water. I just think I need to drink another water. People should just exercise patience with me. They say we should be drinking enough water. Okay, now I've been talking since. I have to be drinking water while talking. Eh? I have to keep drinking water to the glory of God. Okay, good. So make sure that water is never empty. This place is never empty of water. There must always be water. Because somewhere inside, I don't know if you can see it very well. You might not be able to see it except I bend it. Okay, let me bend it. I don't think you can see it. Anyway, there's a diaphragm inside that generates the hydrogen water, the hydrogen molecule. That place should never be dry. So even if I want to finish this water, I will remain small so that at least it keeps the diaphragm wet. So for those of us, Reverend Eva, I don't know if they told you already, make sure it is never dry. Make sure it is never dry. I posted a video on how to care for it and how to wash it, how to clean it. Okay, what's the durability of the bottle? As long as you don't break it, it's durable. What's the durability of your water heater? That is the same process. Okay, good. So so that is it. This is it. Then in front of it, this is the power button where you use to charge it. The power button. I mean, where you used to power it on. If you want to turn it on, you press it once, it will generate 1,000 parts per billion, 1,100 parts per billion. You press it twice, it generates 1,500 parts per billion. That's higher part quality. And if you generate that one, you can actually, it can actually convert it to gas. It can generate hydrogen gas. Okay, if I do it, I'll do that again. When I want to open it, I'll put it close to the speaker. You hear the gas sound. It will emit the gas. The gas, okay? Where is Moses? Moses, please. Can you show us yours? Let me show them something. In your gadget. I don't know where my own is right now. I have to go and look for it. I didn't know that I could generate hydrogen this thing. Let me where is it? Where is participant? Okay, stay with me. I'm not done with us. Moses, you need to show us video.
Yeah, my video did.
Okay, let me make you, let me spotlight you now. Okay, so Moses, please, where's your gadget? No, bring out the box. The box that have all the other gadgets.
Okay, let me get it.
Okay, get the box that have all the other gadgets. I want to show them something. Okay. Moses, please, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am.
And bring out the gadgets. Bring out something that looks like rope, NASA prongs. NASA prongs. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's NASA prongs. Let me remove myself from Spotlight so that they can see you well. Okay. Do you mind bringing it out so that they can see it?
Okay.
Bring it out. Let them see it. So it's one of the gadgets that comes with it in case you are converting it to hydrogen. Okay, good. So you don't need to loosen it. Just show them the part that you put in the nose. So those of us that's why you put in the nose. This way you connect. I'm going to show you where you connect this other part to. Okay, keep it back in the leather. Bring the other gadgets that are there.
This one.
So, yes. So you see that other gadget that she's holding. You remove this cover. Hey, I've removed myself. Let me add myself to Spotlight. So put it. Yes. So you add it. You see how it's connecting it. You are seeing how it's connecting it. Wonderful. When it's done connecting it, that head that it has, it can screw it. It can put it on top the hydrogen bottle. You connect it to the hydrogen bottle. Remove the cover. You have to remove the cover. Yes. So you guys can see how it is used to generate. How it's used. It's not to this one is not for oxygen. This one is for hydrogen. Can you not see Moses? It's on the screen. So please, that is it. So that is how. And if you want to use it to generate hydrogen molecule, you are going to press this 2 times. 1, 2. So there's 1. There is
That's
2.
without the water inside the bottle.
No, with water inside. There has to be water inside. Is the water is going to break? In fact, there should always be water inside your bottle. No matter how small, there must always be water inside.
Okay.
There must always be
but then
water.
If you want to do inhalation, should it be full or just a little quantity?
It can get to any level. It can even get to any level. It can even get to this place. Yes. The water will not come in through the tube now. It's only air that can pass through the tube. It's only air that will go up to the tube. Water will not go up to the tube to get to your nose now. It's only air that will go up to the tube. So if you press it twice, you will notice as that air, as it's generating that bubble, it is going through the tube and it can get to your nose. Yes, the product comes with manual for usage, and the product also has return policy. Okay? The company, we are so sure of what we did. There's return policy. There's a return policy form you'll be given. Moses, do you have your return policy form there? Check.
Yes,
it should be there.
Here. This is the manual.
Yes, the return policy form should be inside it.
Yes, it's inside. It's here.
So there's a return policy form. Wonderful. So if you does not meet what we said, you can return it and get your visit back. Thank you very much, Moses. That's enough explanation on the hydrogen bottle today. What's the cost? You can walk into any of our offices and buy this bottle for 1,551,000 naira only. You can walk into any of our offices and buy this bottle for 1,551,000 only. Is it cheap or expensive? Only. And it does not expire. You can use it for as long as you are able to keep it safe. As long as you did not break it. As long as your child did not break it, somebody did not steal it from you, you can use it for as long as that. So how expensive it is, it depends on you. And it depends on the value of the water, of the bottle to you.
Yes, I'll just say that God has a way he answers prayers. You know, when we watch and we pray, okay, we don't make mistakes. I'll just say that that cup is another way of God, answering my prayers. That's what I'll just say. Okay?
Wow.
Because I noticed multiple changes. In fact, last Sunday, one of the members came to me and told me that I'm looking rather younger. Instead of getting older, I'm looking younger. And I just smiled within me because I know within these 2 weeks, something, if I look at my skin, I see something, there are a lot of changes. There are.
Wow.
That cup is just like a miracle cup, something like that. I'll just say so. There's something, very unique about that cup. And thank God that you took time to explain it to us during this meeting. And that's why I was saying, wow, no wonder. Okay, yes, it's a prayer answered. It's a prayer answered. I used to feel tired. When I sleep in the morning, I feel tired. I pray a lot in the night. And because of the work I do, I take time to pray a whole lot in the night. And then within that period that I'll have rest, by the time I wake up too tired, as though I've not slept. But since after 2 weeks, in fact, I was busy doing some house chores. Just unlike, in fact, I can remember that when I felt this young was 20 years ago.
Wow.
20 years ago, yes. I felt this young. I had to bring out my mattress and put it on top of my car, and all that, all by myself. And these are these things that I call some of my pastors to do for me. Most things I call my pastors to do for me are the things I do myself now. I do them myself.
Oh, that's good.
And just
that's very good.
I'm just using the cup for 2 weeks. And so it's recommendable to everybody that feel okay. The funniest one is I just noticed that when I'm watching television now, I don't sleep off. You know,
So you used to sleep off?
When I'm watching, yes, when I'm watching television, I put the remote behind me, because if I sleep off, my children will go and change it. So I want to wake up to and that I just called my wife. I say, can't you see that I don't sleep again like that?
Wow.
You know, the tiredness is gone. I feel like jumping and jumping and jumping. On Sunday, one of my daughters came and she told me, Papa, you just preach as the way you used to preach 10 years ago. You know, I was so agile. I know what she was saying. In my heart, I say, I know what you're talking about. God just answered the prayers, the prayer, because I've been praying and asking God and say, Lord, you know, I know I'm getting older. Of course, my body will be getting weaker, but the Bible says, as your days be, so shall your strength be. I kept saying it. My strength will not go weaker because I'm getting older. Rather, it should get stronger, you know, because of God's word. And God used this cup. God used the cup. Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
wow, that's good.
Yes.
Wow. So what you are saying?
So my testimony is I was coughing for 3 years. It was very bad that I started making plans on how to pass over my source of revenue to my family. But people don't understand how bad it is when a man is sick, or a young man especially is sick, and he doesn't really know what it is, because I used to be a very heavy smoker.
Wow.
So it was so bad. It was very scary actually. And I have kids and all that, so I was not in the right place of mind. And then somehow God just miraculously led me into this program. And then when immediately I heard what the bottle could possibly do at what was that program we attended?
The one at Radisson Blue?
Yes, sir.
Was it the event at Radisson Blue?
Yes, the event at Radisson Blue.
Oh,
I
yes.
immediately went for the VIP pack. I paid 500,000 naira that day, and then later made it up to ensure that I was able to get the bottle. You know, in less than 12 days, the cough that I had for 3 years stopped.
Wow.
This is not 3 years. I was, in fact, my energy level, I couldn't do a lot of things. In the other room, many things. I can't even, I'm very, very passionate about this bottle. I'm sharing it with my friends. I'm telling them, in fact, go everywhere with it. You know, it practically saved my life. I don't regret spending the money I spent on it. I am sharing it with everybody to listen. This has transformed the way I live, the way in fact, I don't sleep. When Pastor was, the Reverend was talking about sleeping, I could not go a whole day without sleeping in the afternoon. I'm an entrepreneur, and you know how what that means to my business. It means no, I don't have full function. It was horrible. It wasn't a good experience. I had to get a driver to drive me around because of fatigue, worried that I might fall asleep on the road. All that is gone. I still have my driver, but all that is gone now. I can do whatever I want to do. A whole day I'm active. In working hours, I'm active. So that's it. And you should tell everybody about this bottle. I take the cholesterol drugs. Vitamins.
Yeah.
I take all of it, and it has been a fantastic experience since I joined.
Wow.
Since I joined
the Diamond Project.
Yeah, the Diamond Project,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. My job is done. My job is done then, because I'm very passionate about the health freedom part. And I always tell people the health part is where my job is. And I said the goal is to help people optimize their health so that they don't need to go to see the doctor because they are sick. They might just go for routine checks, but to help people optimize their health. Thank you for sharing this with us, Mr. Igehon Koyo. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, I was born and brought up. I was born and brought up in Benin. You know, I went to Edo College. So when I saw the name, I said, "This is my brother from the south side."
Thank you so much.
It was nice. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, guys. So you've heard it. You've seen it. Go and get your cup. Somebody say, can you get for somebody 110 years? How about now? How about that's the person that should get it for now? Get it for the person. Get it for everybody you care about. Let me tell you the truth. Based on what I've understood from this, whether I will make money or not, it's not important. I will show it to everybody that cares to listen. It's not even about the money now for me. It's about the health of everybody that is around me. I will show it to everybody that cares to listen, not even because of...
For a long time now, I've been on perpetually on antacids. I do have heartburn. Yes. I cannot sleep. No matter, even if I eat around 5 a.m., I must have indigestion. If I lie down, I will have a regurgitation. So I buy it and eat. Yes, I buy the 2 liter and I'll be taking it. It was on doctor's recommendation that I was developing ulcer, but I will go for ulcers. They won't find any ulcer. I eat all the pepper in the world. With this, he told us that it produces alkalinity.
Yes.
And I got it 3 weeks ago. It was pushing me to be taking it. I can finish the bottle 3 or 4 before I sleep.
Wow.
And I have dropped taking antacid. I have not taken it for the past 2 weeks. Even today, I ate Lupaka and Lokoloko that was forbidden for me before. If I dare take it, I will be in the hell. But I took it this evening around 5, and I'm normal. So I don't know. I don't know the magic in the bottle. No. I don't know the magic in the bottle.
It's the hydrogen water, sir. It's the hydrogen molecule, sir.
It's
and
too
you
much.
see,
And
the most important part is the freedom.
The other time you told, I saw the step 2 generation. Before, I would use a step 1 and do it about 3 times, and I would drink. But now, this one, when you press it on, first one it will be on 1. You press the second one, it will go to 2. And it says that it generates more hydrogen.
Yes.
That is what I discovered after your last training.
After my last session, yes.
Yes, I'm using that one now. And when I open the cap, I will hear a pop sound. Pop. I know that something has happened.
Yes, that's the gas. That's the gas. That's the gas.
I'm so impressed.
Wow. Wow.
At least no more acid again.
So now you don't pay money to buy antacid anymore.
I don't. My pharmacy friend, I won't go to his side again.
Guys, are you guys seeing it? And this is what is possible.